And welcome back to this U.S. Open office plan.
Miller just lobbed a message way over Jones's head using some technical jargon.
Ooh, and Jones brings the heat with a per my last email.
They need to start working together if they want to ace this project.
Let's see if they can use Grammarly to their advantage.
Jones is using it to make her point.
And welcome back to this U.S.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? In this series, I'm going to show you everything you need to know to get started working with HTML. Then a little bit later on, we'll cover CSS. So why don't you go ahead and sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Working together if they want to ace this project.
Hey, if you enjoy my videos, please be sure to subscribe, because subscribing is free. Just like how this video is going, everybody. Help me out. In this series, I'm going to guilt-tripping you. That is all. Why should you learn HTML? In today's age, people spend way too much time on the internet, myself included, unfortunately. Knowing how to create or otherwise manage a website isn't a bad thing to know. Heck, add it to your resume. It really can't hurt. Even if you're not interested in web development as a career, almost every business has some sort of online presence. Knowing how to manage that online presence could convince a potential employer to hire you over somebody else. Hey, so why not? HTML is an acronym for Hypertext Markup Language. The general idea is that certain types of tags, also known as markup, is used to convey to a web browser how some content should be displayed. Usually tags are in pairs, with some content sandwiched between them. Header tags then a little bit later on we'll cover for titles. So why don't you go ahead and used for paragraphs of text, A tags are used for hyperlinks. HTML adds structure to a web page. If you enjoy my videos, we're building a house. You could say that HTML is the foundation, the skeletal structure to support all content on a website. Then there's CSS. CSS in today's age, people spend way too much time on the internet. Myself included, unfortunately. In our house analogy, CSS or otherwise manage a website isn't a bad thing to know. And colors of the interior. It really can work. Even if you're not interested in web development as a career, almost every business has some sort of online presence. Knowing how to manage that online presence could convince a potential employer to hire you over somebody else. So why not? HTML is an acronym for Hypertext Markup Language. The general idea is that certain types of tags, also known as markup, is used to convey to a web browser how some content should be displayed. Usually tags are in pairs, with some content sandwiched between them. Header tags are typically used for titles. P tags are used for paragraphs of text. A tags are used for hyperlinks. HTML adds structure to a web page. If we were building a house, you could say that HTML is the foundation, the skeletal structure to support all content on a website. Then there's CSS. CSS means cascading style sheets. It's a language that adds style to a web page. In our house analogy, CSS would be equivalent to the decorations, design, and colors of the interior. To begin working with HTML and CSS, you'll need a modern web browser. You can use Google Chrome, Firefox, Microsoft Edge, Safari. Those are all fine. You'll also need a text editor as well, such as VS Code. It's free software that functions as a workbench. Press to write code. In this next part, I'll show you how we can download and install VS Code.
To download VS Code, head to this website, code.visualstudio.com. Look for whatever operating system you're using and download that version. I'm running Windows. I will download the Windows version. Then I will open it when it's done. Accept the agreement. Yes, I did read it that fast. Next. Next. I'll create a desktop icon. Next. Install. Launch Visual Studio Code and finish. We need a folder to hold all of the documents related to our website. Go to Open Folder. I'll place this folder on my desktop. New. Folder. I'll name this folder Website. Select Folder. There we go. We are now within our website folder. I'm going to create a new file. I will name this file index.html. Whatever your homepage is going to be, I would recommend naming it index.html. Most servers return the index file as the homepage. So it would be good practice for us to name the homepage index. Now what we're going to do is install the live server extension. Go to extensions, look up live server. and install. Basically what this does is that when you update your HTML file, if you have a web browser open, it's going to update automatically. It'll save you some time. Alright everybody, now what we're going to do is fill in our HTML file. At the top, what we'll do is add a set of angle brackets, then type this, exclamation point, doc type HTML. This is a declaration that this document is an HTML5 document, which is the most recent version. Then we'll create a pair of HTML tags. We'll need an opening HTML tag and an ending HTML tag. You can tell that this is an ending tag because it has a /. Most tags are in groups of pairs. That's if there's typically content between them. This pair of HTML tags represents the root element of an HTML page. Between these two tags, we will add a pair of head tags. You can tell this is an end tag because the head element contains information about your web page, such as a title. Let's add a title to our web page. Title. Add a closing tag. Let's set the title of our web page to be My First Website. Now what we'll do, right-click on your HTML file, then open with Live Server. Here's our web page. The title says My First Website. Just to make this easier on us, I'm going to place our web page side by side with VS Code. My First Website. Now what we'll do, when we save any changes, we can see that update automatically. The head element contains information about your web page, whereas in the body, let's add a pair of body tags after the pair of head tags. The body element contains visible content in your web page. Between our body tags, let's add a pair of H1 header tags. H1 defines a large heading. I'll add some text. This is an H1 heading. I'm going to save. That should update my HTML document automatically. This is an H1 heading. Let's try H2. Add a pair of H2 header tags. This is an H2 heading. Let's do H3. H3. This is an H3 heading. H4. This is an H1 heading. Let's try H2. This is an H4 heading. Then we have H5. This is an H2. This is an H5 heading. Typically, header tags are used for titles or other large text. Let's discuss paragraph tags. If you have a paragraph of text, you can place that within a pair of p tags. Some text goes here. If you need some sample text to work with, if you're using VS Code, you can type lorem, then tab. This will create some garbage text for you. I think it's supposed to resemble Latin. If I were to copy everything within the set of paragraph tags, then save it, paragraphs are separated with a line break. Otherwise, if you do need a line break, you can type BR, meaning line break. So this is a self-closing tag. Pairs of tags usually have some sort of content between them. With a line break, that's a self-closing tag. We don't need a closing tag. So add as many line breaks as you need, wherever you need them. So that's a line break. There's also horizontal rule, which is HR. Think human resources, HR. That would add a horizontal line across your page. That might look pretty good after a title. Paragraph tags don't care about any spaces or new lines. I'm going to put all of this on separate lines, just so it's more legible. So when I save, nothing appears to happen. Even if I were to add some line breaks between these sentences, nothing appears to change. You could always change your paragraph tags to PRE, meaning pre-formatted, as in pre-formatted text. That would retain any line breaks or spaces within these tags. It's up to you if you prefer the P tags or the pre tags. Now, the last thing I'm going to discuss are comments. Comments aren't displayed as output. They're usually used as notes for yourself or for other developers. You would type a left angle bracket, exclamation point, 2 dashes. Wherever your comment ends, you would type 2 dashes, right angle bracket. This is a comment. So when I save, Nothing appears to happen. Comments are used for yourself or for other developers that are looking over this document. All right, everybody. Well, at this time, let's go over an exercise just so that we have a solid foundation and really remember everything. It'd be good practice for us. We're going to create a separate HTML file that displays the lyrics of a song you like. So let's create a new HTML file. Let's name this file lyrics.html. Again, we'll need to add this declaration, doc type HTML. That's a declaration that this document is an HTML5 document. Then we'll need a pair of HTML tags. We'll need a head element and a body. Let's add a title to the head of our document. Title. Let's set the title to be My Song Lyrics. Then we will open this HTML file with Live Server. My Song Lyrics. Pick a song that you like. Within our body tags, let's add an H1 element. This will be the title. Copy the name of your song. Place it within this pair of tags. So that's the title. Add song by the name of the band or artist. I'll use H3 header tags. That's slightly smaller than H1. You know, maybe H4. I think that'd be better. I'll add a horizontal rule. That's HR. I'll add a pair of P tags. Take all of these lyrics, copy them, and paste them within the pair of P tags. I'd like to retain the spacing. Let's change the P tags to PRE tags for pre-formatted text. That's much better. Let's add one line break after our horizontal rule. One last thing I'm going to do within the pre-tags, I'm going to add some blank lines between some of these verses. There we go. That's pretty cool. I think we have the hang of basic HTML now. In the next topic, we'll discuss hyperlinks. Hey, if you're enjoying this series so far, please be sure to support me by smashing that like button, leave a random comment down below, and subscribe if you'd like to become a fellow bro. Hey everybody, in today's topic, I'm going to show you how we can create hyperlinks. A hyperlink is a digital reference to data that a user can follow by clicking or tapping a button or link. To create a hyperlink, we will need a pair of A tags. A means anchor. Then we'll sandwich some text between these two tags, such as click me. We're missing one thing. What we'll need within the opening A tag is an attribute, an href attribute. An attribute is typically a name-value pair that modifies the behavior of an element. Href means hypertext reference. We're referencing something. Within the set of quotes, we can list a web page or a file to link to. Let's begin by linking an external website like Google. Let's paste the URL within the href attribute, save. Then when I click on this link, it takes me to Google, or some other website of your choosing based on what's within the set of quotes. There are more attributes you can add as well. They're optional. Another is target. Target equals, if you set target to be _blank, this link will open this URL in either a new tab or a new window, depending on your settings. Google has opened in a new tab for me. Another attribute is title. The title attribute displays additional information about the element as a tooltip. I'll add a message. Goes to Google. When I hover over this link, we have a tooltip that states goes to Google. That's an additional option too. This URL is an absolute URL. You can also list a relative URL. So based on the last video, we have an HTML file of song lyrics. Within our index file, we will link to our lyrics file. So let's create another hyperlink. We'll need a pair of A tags, meaning anchor. We'll need some text. Song, lyrics is good. Then we'll need an href attribute. Href equals, these two files are right next to each other. For a relative file path, all we need is the file name. Lyrics.html. I'm going to add a line break real quick. BR meaning line break. Then when I click on this link, it takes me to my other HTML file. You could add these additional attributes if you would like. One last link. I'll create a line break. We'll create a link that begins the process of emailing someone. We'll need a pair of A tags. The text will be email me. Href attribute will be set to, now to send an email, type mail to, then an email address. I'll make up one. test@fake.com. When I click on this link, we begin the process of sending an email to this email address. However, I'm not signed in, so this is as far as it'll take me currently. Okay, now for an exercise. Let's go to our lyrics HTML file. Open with live server. Let me zoom out. Based on the last project, you should have a web page with some song lyrics that you like. We'll create a hyperlink to the original video. Let's do that after the artist. That would be right here, but before the horizontal rule. We'll create a pair of A tags. I'll add some text. Original video. Then you'll need to find the URL for the original video for your song. All right. I will set the href attribute to be that URL, the URL for a YouTube video. So when I click on the link, it now takes me to YouTube. All right, everybody, that's a hyperlink. It's a digital reference to data that a user can follow by clicking or tapping a button or link. And those are hyperlinks in HTML. Hey everybody, in today's topic, I'm going to show you how we can add images to a web page using HTML. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. All right, everybody, here's how to add an image to a web page. But you'll need an image to work with. I have a picture of a dog. I'll add that to my website folder. Next to my index file, I have a picture of a dog. Today's topic, I'm going to show you how to add an image. We'll use a self-closing image tag, so sit back, then set the source equal to be the name of your image, all right, everybody, including the extension. An image to a web page. Mine is dog, and this is a PNG file. I'll add that to my website folder. This picture is fairly large. You can change the dimensions with the height or width attributes. I'll set the height to be 200 pixels. Now the width will adjust automatically. However, you could change that too if you wanted. If I need this image to be a perfect square, I will also set the width to be 200. However, this does compress the image. Depending on the dimensions of your original picture, you may need to change the height and or width. I'll set the height to be 200 though. Then keep the width the same. It'll adjust automatically. Now for some reason, if your image isn't displaying, let's say that I get the file extension wrong. I'll say that this is a JPEG. Well, the image won't display. You can add alternative text with the alt attribute. The alternative text, you could say anything. 200 though. This is a picture of a dog. Now, for some reason, if your image isn't this image doesn't display, you at least display the alternative text. I'll say that this is a JPEG. Now, the nice thing about the alt attribute is that if somebody is visually impaired and they're using a screen reader, the screen reader will read this alt description. Just to test my screen reader, I'm going to add some text before and after this image as well. Dog. Let's add an H1 header tag. This image doesn't display is a cute dog. Now the nice thing about the alt attribute, then I'll add some text after. Visually impaired, I'll use an H3 header tag. The screen reader will read this alt description. Just to test my screen reader, I'll use my screen reader. This is an extension on Chrome you can download. Let's add an H1 header tag.
My first website
is
this is a cute dog. This is a picture of a dog. Woof woof.
The screen reader read the alternative text for this image. So it is good practice if you include an image to write a brief description of the image. Another cool thing you can do with images is that you can turn them into hyperlinks. I will surround our image element with a pair of A tags.
My first website.
A meaning anchor.
This is a cute dog. This is a
Then I will set the href attribute equal to a URL. I'll find the Wikipedia page for dogs. If you include an image, to write a brief I'll copy this URL. Another cool thing then I will set the href attribute to be this URL. I will surround when I click on this image, It takes me to the Wikipedia page for dogs. So yeah, you can turn an image into a hyperlink. Another cool thing you can do too is that you can include GIFs in your web page. This is my GIF that I'll include. I'll add that to my website folder. Then I will set I'll include a self-closing image tag. Set the source equal to be the name of my image. Wikipedia page for dogs. Then be sure to get the file extension right. This is a GIF. Another cool thing you can do too is that I'll set the height attribute to be maybe 200 as well. Height equals 200. I'll add that. Then I'll add some alternative text. I'll include a self-closing image. Alt attribute will be equal to be smiling dog GIF. Then be sure to get the file. Now with a website, you may have all of your images within a separate folder, like this. I'll go to New, Folder. I'll create a folder named Images. Then I will move my images to the Images folder. So my images are no longer being displayed. We have our alternative text. This is a picture of a dog and smiling dog GIF. With your source attribute, we're using a relative file path. We need to navigate to the Images folder, then find the appropriate image files. I'm going to precede these images with the name of the folder. They are found within the Images folder. You may also need another /. For me, either work. Let's move on to an exercise. In the last few videos, we were working on a web page for song lyrics. Let's include some album art. For my song that I picked, I have a picture of the original album art that this song is found from. I will move that to my website folder. Then I will move it to the Images folder within my website folder. I need a self-closing image tag. Set the source equal to be. We need to navigate to the Images folder. I will list that first. Images / the name of the file. For me, it's album cover.jpg. Then I'll change the dimensions. I will set the height equal to be 200. I'll add some alternative text. Alt equals album art cover. Then a line break. Maybe 2. Then I'll turn this into a hyperlink as well. I will surround our image with a pair of A tags. I will set the href attribute to be the original YouTube video where you can find this song. So href equals the YouTube video that I linked before. So this should take me to YouTube. There we are. Alright everybody, well, that's how to include an image on a web page using HTML. Hey, how's it going everybody? In today's video, I'm going to show you how we can include audio in a web page using HTML. You'll need some audio files to work with. One place you can download some MP3 files is the YouTube audio library. Find some songs that you like, and then you can download them. Let's download 3 for this lesson. Once you have your 3 songs, let's move them to our website folder. Alright, we are ready to begin. So to include some audio, we need a pair of audio tags. Then between the audio tags, let's include a source element. With the source element, there is a source attribute. We will set the source attribute to equal the name of an MP3 file or other audio file. So let me copy the name. Be sure to get the file extension. And then I will paste that file, the file name. Nothing appears to happen because we don't have any controls, and the song doesn't play right away too. So to add some controls within the opening audio tag, type controls. And that's it. So we can now play our song. Or you can mute it, fast forward it, rewind it, set the playback speed, whatever. You can set your audio file to autoplay, but people find that annoying. So you should probably not do that. If we do want our song to autoplay, we should at least mute it using the muted attribute. I will name this music. I'll place all of my audio files within the music folder. So we no longer know where the location of those audio files are, because we're using a relative file path. I'm going to set the source attribute to be music / the name of the file. We can locate those files now. So that's our first song, our second song, and our third song. That's how to include audio files in a web page using HTML. Hey, if you're enjoying the series, let me know by smashing that like button, leave a random comment down below, and subscribe if you'd like to become a fellow bro. Hey, what's going on everybody? Today I'm going to show you how we can include a video in your web page using HTML. Alright, let's get started everybody. In this example, you'll need a video file of one of a few formats. You can use either an MP4 file, WebM, or Vorbis OGG. I just so happen to have an MP4 file of me playing that new Zelda game, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. This is just some sample footage. Once you have your video file, you're going to take it and place it right next to your index file within your website folder. To include a video, you'll need a pair of video tags. Within the opening video tag, we can set a source attribute to be either the relative file path or the absolute file path of that video. These two files are right next to each other. I only need the file name. My file is zelda.mp4. And there's my video, but it's humongous. We can change the height and/or the width. Let's change the width to be 500 pixels. That's a good size. The height will adjust accordingly, or vice versa. If I were to change the height to be 500, then the width is going to adjust accordingly. But let's keep it as 500. Here's our video, but there's no way to play it. We'll need to add a set of controls with the controls attribute. Now we can play the video. To have this video autoplay when the page loads, you can set the autoplay property. It should play automatically. But if it is set to autoplay, you should at least mute it, because people can find it annoying, especially if this video is loud. Let's add the muted attribute. So now it autoplays, and it's muted. To have this video loop when it's done, let me fast forward to the end. I can add the loop attribute. Now it should loop when it reaches the end. Right about here. Yeah, and it's back to the beginning again. Just in case somebody's web browser doesn't support this video file, you can add backups. I also happen to have a WebM version of the same video. I'll place it within my website folder. Then within the pair of video tags, we will add a source element. Take our source attribute, cut it, then paste it within the source element. You can keep all the attributes within the opening video tag. You should also tell the web browser what type of video file this is. Video/MP4. Now to include a backup, we just need to use the source element again. As a backup, in case a web browser can't play my MP4 file, we'll instead use the WebM version. Zelda.webm. The type is WebM. Alright, so let me delete the MP4 version to test it. Let's save and reload everything. And now my WebM version is playing. You can't really tell the difference. You also have the capability of turning this video into a hyperlink. I will surround my video element with a pair of A tags. Then I will set the href attribute to some URL. I'll set it to be the Wikipedia page for Zelda. Feel free to pick any page of your choosing. With the href attribute, I will paste that URL. Now when I click on this video, it should bring me to the Legend of Zelda Wikipedia page. To open this link, I get it, link, because it's Legend of Zelda. Anyways, To open this link in a new tab, I can set the target attribute to be underscore blank. Then it should open in a new tab, which it does. All right, everybody, so that's how to include a video in your web page using HTML. Hey everybody, today I'm going to show you how we can create a favicon for your web page. To create a favicon, you'll need an image to work with. Here's mine. I would recommend an image that's at least 96 by 96 pixels in width and height. Once you have your image, we'll save the image to our website folder. I'll right-click, save image as, find my website folder. Let's rename this image favicon. For a favicon, most modern web browsers accept ICO, PNG, GIF, JPEG, and SVG image files. So let's save our image. My image is now within my website folder. If you do need to make any graphical changes to your image, you can always use a program like Paint. This is a built-in program with most Windows operating systems. I'm pretty sure Mac and Linux have something like it too. If I do need to change the dimensions on my image, I can open it. Let's find that image. It's within my website folder. And here it is. If you do need to change the size of your image, you can go to Resize. You can either resize or skew your image. My image is at least 96 pixels. It's 176 for both the width and the height. Then you'll want to save your image afterwards to that website folder. Once you have your image, we're going to create a link tag. The link is self-closing. The link tag specifies the relationship between this document and an external source. The relationship attribute will be icon, because, well, we're adding an icon to our web page. The type will equal image / the type of your file. So I have a JPEG, I'll list JPG. Then we need an href attribute. That will be the relative file location. My image is within my website folder. I just have to list the file name. favicon.jpg. Let's take a look, refresh everything. And here is my favicon. Typically with a web page, I like to place all of my images within one folder. Within my website folder, I'll create a new folder named Images, and I'll place my favicon within my Images folder. So we no longer can locate that favicon. I need to change the relative file path of the favicon, because it's now within a separate folder. Preceding the name of my file, I will list the folder that it's in, images/favicon. And there it is again. Alright everybody, that's how to create a favicon for your web page using HTML. Hey everybody, today I will explain text formatting in HTML. Text formatting gives text special emphasis. We can create bold text, italic text, underlined text, so on and so forth. Let's begin. Let's create a pair of paragraph tags. And between this first set of paragraph tags, let's type, "This is normal text." Let's copy this line of markup and then paste it like 10 times. Okay, I lost count. Whatever text you would like to add emphasis to, you surround that with a pair of tags, but there's different pairs of tags that have different effects. For a bold effect, we use a pair of B tags. Let's surround normal in the second line with B. Then change normal to the word bold. This is bold text. I is for italic. So let's surround the next line with I. This is italic text. Then underlined is U. This is underlined text. Deleted text, we would type DEL. This is deleted text. Big, BIG. This is big text. So this text is a little bit bigger than the other text surrounding it. Then there's small. This is small text. Subscript. Type sub. This is subscript text. I misspelled that. There. The subscript text is smaller and it's just underneath the other text surrounding it. Then there's superscript. Type SUP like you're saying sup, like what's up. This is superscript text. Then you have monospaced, which is TT. This is monospaced text. Oops, I forgot to close it. This is a good example of why you should add closing tags, because the markup will cascade through the rest of your document, so be sure to close any opening tags. Alright, then the last one is mark. Mark creates a highlight effect. Kind of like you're taking a highlighter and highlighting some text. You can use CSS to change the color too. I haven't really discussed CSS yet, but to add a little bit of inline CSS within the opening mark tag, take the style attribute, set that equal to, take the background dash color, colon, then we can pick a color. How about light green? I think that would look good. And our highlight effect is now light green, or pick some other color if you're choosing. We'll discuss colors more when we reach CSS. Alright everybody, so that is text formatting. Text formatting gives text special emphasis. You can create text that is bold, italic, underlined, deleted, big, small, subscript, superscript, monospace, and highlighted text. And well, that is text formatting in HTML. Hey, how's it going everybody? Today I need to explain the span and div tags in HTML. The span tag is an inline container to group elements for styling purposes. The div tag, it's very similar, except it's a block container to group elements for styling purposes. Here's an example. Let's create two H1 titles. This is a span title. Then close it. Let's copy this line of markup, then paste it. The second line will be this is a div title. I'm going to enclose my first sentence with a pair of span tags. So we need an opening span tag and a closing span tag somewhere. Alright, with this set of span tags, we are enclosing this text within a container. It's an inline container. We can apply some CSS styling to this sentence, whatever is sandwiched between the pair of span tags. Let's change the background color of the title. I will set the style attribute to equal background dash color, then pick a color. How about red? Then a semicolon. There, so the background of my title is red. But you know what? That red is a little bright. Let's do tomato. I think that's a better color. Whatever is enclosed with a pair of span tags, we can apply some inline CSS styling to. Now with div, this creates a block level container. So I will surround this sentence with a pair of div tags, div meaning division. Let's apply that same styling. I'll copy my style attribute, paste it. Let's change the color to be maybe cyan. Alright, here we are. This is a title using span. This is a title using div. Span is an inline container. Div is a block level container. It takes the entire width of my document. You can see that this is all blue. Let's create a pair of paragraph tags. This is a span sentence. Then close it. Let's copy this paragraph, paste it again, then change the second sentence to div. Alright, let's enclose our first sentence with a pair of span tags. Alright, I will set the style to be red. Well, tomato color technically. It's kind of like we're highlighting the text. Much like the mark tags in the last topic. Let's copy this tag, change span to div, then the color. How about cyan? And then we need to close the div tag. There we are. All right, now let's create 2 large paragraphs. We need a pair of paragraph tags. In VS Code, to generate some sample text, you can type lorem, then tab. So I will copy this line, paste it again. Let's say after the first sentence, I would like to add a background color. So right here, I will add a span tag, an opening span tag. Then where would I like to close it? Let's do so before the closing paragraph tag. Then I will change the background color. All right, we have highlighted the second sentence. Let's do this with div tags now. With our next paragraph, let's create an opening div tag. Then we'll need to close it somewhere. Let's close it before the closing paragraph tag. And then I will change the background color. Within the opening div tag, I will set the background color to be cyan. What we have done is created a block level element for the second sentence within our paragraph. Basically speaking, we can use the span and div tags to group together HTML for styling purposes. Span is an inline container. Div is a block level container. We'll be using these more when we reach CSS. And well, everybody, those are the span and div tags in HTML. Hey everybody, today I'm going to explain how we can create different lists in HTML. There's 3 different types of lists that we'll discuss today: unordered, ordered, and description lists. For an unordered list, think of maybe a grocery list. The order of items doesn't matter. To create an unordered list, you need a pair of UL tags. UL meaning unordered list. Then between the pair of UL tags, you need to list items. LI means a list item. So we have a little bullet point. Let's create a grocery shopping list. Maybe we need to buy milk. Let's create another list item. We need another pair of list item tags. Let's buy eggs. What else can we buy? Milk, eggs, bread. And what about coffee? There we are. Here's our unordered list. Each list item is bulleted. Hey, let's add a title to this list. Preceding the pair of UL tags, let's use maybe an H4 header tag. Let's say groceries. Here are the groceries I want to buy. The order doesn't matter, so we're using an unordered list. Now you can create nested lists too. Let's change coffee to coffee supplies. Then after this list item, we'll create another unordered list. Then we need more list items. So for coffee supplies, of course, we would need coffee, or maybe coffee beans. Now we have a hollow bullet point. Maybe you need some creamer for your coffee, and or sugar. So that's how to create a nested list within a list. Within your list, you can create another list. Now let's go over ordered lists. To create an ordered list, you need a pair of OL tags, meaning ordered list. Then you need some list items. What about a to-do list? So we need a list item. So number 1, that's first in our list. We need to eat breakfast. I'm going to add a title too. So let's use a pair of H4 header tags. This will be my to-do list. 1, we need to eat breakfast. 2, go to school or go to class. So that's number 2. Number 3, after class, you have to walk your dog. Then 4, maybe you have to go to work. All right, that is an ordered list. Use a pair of OL tags. Then lastly, we have a description list. This one's a little more tricky. A description list is made of key value pairs. You have a term and a definition. To create a description list, you need a pair of DL tags, meaning description list. We need some terms. To create a term, you type DT, then close it. So I play a lot of Dungeons and Dragons. Let's create some definitions for some mythological creatures, like a dragon. So that's my term. Let's create a few other terms. Dragon, phoenix, vampire, and werewolf. So these are the terms. Underneath each term, we can add a definition. We'll need a pair of DD tags for description definition. I'm going to Google each of these creatures, then just paste the definition that I find. So for a dragon, I'm just going to copy this definition, then paste it within the DD tags. Here's my term, and here's my definition of that term. Dragon, a mythical monster resembling a giant reptile, sometimes shown as having wings. Let's do this with our other definition terms as well. Next, we have phoenix. Phoenix definition, an immortal bird associated with Greek mythology. We'll need a pair of DD tags. Add your definition, then close it. Here's my second description definition. Then we need vampire and werewolf. Vampire creature definition. Let's copy this. Create another pair of DD tags. Then paste that definition. Here's the definition for vampire. Then lastly, werewolf. Werewolf creature definition. An individual that can shapeshift into a wolf. So DD, close it, add that definition. And there's our definition for werewolf. So that's a description list. In a way, it's made of key value pairs. You have a term, which is represented with description term, then a description with DD, description definition. I forgot to add a title to this list. Let's do that. I'll use a pair of H4 header tags. Let's make the title Mythical Creatures. Not bad. Let's add a background color because, well, we can. I'll add a background color to the opening DL tag. So style equals background dash color. What's a good color for this? What about light green? I haven't discussed borders yet, but to add a border, you can type border, colon, then a size, maybe 2 pixels. Then there's different borders, but let's go with solid for now. Here's a border around my list. All right, everybody, so that's how to create different lists in HTML. We have unordered lists, ordered lists, and description lists. You can style your lists as well, but we haven't really discussed much CSS yet. But yeah, those are different lists in HTML. Hey everybody, today I'm going to show you how we can create a table using HTML. Let's create a table of store hours for a fictional business. I'll create a title using H3 header tags. The title will be store hours. What are the hours of operation for our store? To create a table, we need a pair of table tags. For the first row, we need a pair of TR tags, meaning table row. So the first row is going to be filled with table headers. How many columns do we have? Well, if we have a table of store hours, there's 7 days in a week. We will need 7 pairs of table header tags. So let's copy and paste these tags 6 additional times for a total of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, now for the first column, the header will be Sunday. We have Sunday, then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So here's my first row. The first row is your table headers. Add 1 header for each column in your table. For another row, we need another pair of TR tags, meaning table row. So for my second row, I'll include table data. We need TD tags. So we'll need a total of 7. On Sunday, our fictional store is going to be closed. I'll type closed. As we can see that this data is underneath this header for the second row. Monday, the hours will be 9 to 5. Let's apply that for the other days besides Saturday. Monday through Friday, the store is open between 9 to 5. Saturday will be reduced hours, 10 to 2. Alright, not too bad. To align the table data, what you're going to do is within the table row, take the align attribute, set this to center. Or otherwise, if you would like to right justify it, you would type right. But let's stick with center. Let's align the first row as well. We can also add a border. Within the opening table tag, set border equal to 0. That's for no border. Then increase the number depending on the thickness that you want. So 1 will give us a border that is this thick. 2. And 3. Let's stick with 1. Let me move this a little. These table cells aren't exactly the same size. The word Wednesday has a lot of characters. Within each of these header tags, I will set the width to be maybe 100. This column is a little bit larger now. Let's copy the width and make each header have a width of 100. Okay, this table is all uniform now. But if we were to shrink this window, the cells would be compressed. Okay, let's change the background color. Let's begin with the table. I will set the style attribute to be a CSS property. Let's set the background dash color to be black. The whole table is black now, so let's change the color for the headers. And I'm just going to copy this style attribute. Let's change the first row to have a color of light blue. We can at least see the text now. And then for the second row, let's pick a different color. I think this color would be good. Alice blue. Yeah, that's not too bad. If you need additional rows for your table, use another set of TR tags, meaning table row, then you can add another set of data. Alright everybody, that is how to create a table using HTML. Hello again everybody, today I'm going to show you how we can create a button using HTML and a little CSS. To create a button, we need a pair of button tags. And here's our button. It's really small and it doesn't do anything. Let's add some text. Between the button tags, let's add some text, like click me. So here's our button, but it's fairly small. We can change the size of this button by changing the font size. We will need to access the style attribute, then set the font size property to a larger font size. So font-size, 25 pixels is good. The size of our button will adjust accordingly. Let's change the background color. Separate each of these CSS properties with a semicolon. Let's change the background-color to be gray. So that's how to change the background color. To change the font color, type color, then some color, like light blue. You can round the corners by setting a border radius. So that's another CSS property. Border-radius, let's begin with 5. That will round the corner slightly. You can increase the amount of pixels for a more rounded border. Let's try 25. That's not too bad. So this button currently doesn't do anything. What I'm going to do is turn this button into a hyperlink. When we click on the button, it will take us to maybe Google. We need to surround our button with a pair of A tags. I will set the href attribute equal to some URL, like Google. So when I click on the button, it takes me to Google. Or if we had another HTML file, we can go there too. I'll create a new HTML file named maybe page2, page2.html. Let's generate some HTML. In VS Code to do that, type an exclamation point, then tab. All I'm going to add to page 2 is an h1 header tag with the title of "This is page number 2." I'll set the href attribute to be the name of that HTML file, page2.html. Page2.html. When I click on the button, it brings me to my second page. I haven't discussed JavaScript yet, but we can have a button execute some JavaScript code. This part of the lesson is outside the scope of what I would normally teach at this point in time, but if you're interested, here's a little bit of JavaScript. Again, it's not necessary to learn this at this level. If you would like to execute some JavaScript code using a button, we need a pair of script tags for JavaScript. Within this pair of script tags, I'm going to define a function. Function, you can come up with some function name. This function will do something. Then you need a set of parentheses, then a set of curly braces. Buttons have an on-click attribute. We can have the button do something if it's interacted with. The on-click attribute is going to be the name of my function, do something. When we click on the button, execute this function. What do we want to do? I'll change some text on the screen, but we'll need some sample text to work with. I'll create a pair of paragraph tags. Let's say hello. Within our JavaScript function, we'll change the text of whatever's between these two paragraph tags, but we need an ID. There's an ID attribute. I'll name this text maybe greeting. So when we click on this function, I would like to change the text of my greeting. Within the function, we can do that with document.get element by ID. Within the set of parentheses, the ID is greeting. Follow this with .inner HTML. Then we can set this equal to some new value. Let's set the new value to be goodbye. Now, when I click on the button, it changes our text. So that's a button, everybody. You need a pair of button tags. You can apply some CSS styling. I haven't really discussed CSS yet, so we did inline CSS. But if you have these many properties, I would recommend a style sheet, which we'll cover later. To make your button bigger, you can change the font size. You could have your button bring you to another HTML page, or even execute some JavaScript code. And well, everybody, that's how to create a button using HTML. Hello again, friends. Today I'm going to explain how we can create a form using HTML. To create a form, we'll need a pair of form tags. The opening form tag has a few attributes we need to fill in. First is an action attribute. After submitting our form, to what location do we want to send our form to? Form submission is done with a backend language such as PHP. You might see a file name such as index.php or action page or something of that nature within your action attribute. We're not actually going to do a form submission, but just be aware that the action attribute sends data to this location, to this file. The file listed really can be anything, but that's outside the scope of this lesson. You'll also see a method. The method attribute specifies if this is a GET request or a POST request. POST is used for confidential information, such as a username and a password. GET is for insensitive data, basically. Again, this is outside the scope of HTML at this point in time. If we have a form and we're sending sensitive data, we should use POST. Now let's create some elements within our form. The first thing we'll create is a text box. We need a self-closing input tag. So here's our text box. By default, the type is a text box, but we can specify that with the type. So type text. There's other different types like passwords, emails, telephone numbers. We'll cover that pretty soon. we have a text box, but if a user sees this text box, they probably don't know what they should enter in. Let's add a label to the text box. Preceding my input tag, I will create a pair of label tags. What do we want our label to say? Maybe username. We're telling the user, hey, we want you to enter in your username. If somebody is using a screen reader if they're visually impaired, we should add a for attribute. What is this for? Well, this is for my username. Another benefit of adding the for attribute to a label, when you click on the label, your cursor will move to the text box. But we need a matching ID attribute within the input tag. So the ID is going to be the same as the for attribute. Then when I click on the label, our cursor moves to the text box.
You no longer need to know
There are a few
how to
other
edit your
attributes
videos.
you might be
With
interested
one
in
click,
as well.
Powder will find
but
all
before
the
we
best
get to
moments
that,
from your
we should
gameplay
create a submit button to submit our data. At the end of our form, we'll create an input tag. The type will be submit.
Hello, hi, Wisconsin.
It's a submit
That
button.
wasn't funny.
But it
What's
currently
up?
doesn't
Okay,
do
so
anything.
I got a new name.
We're not using a
You like
back-end
it? Don't ask
language
why.
to
This is my
submit
name.
form
Just
data
watch the
to.
video. Enjoy.
There are some useful
Yeah,
attributes
I
for
don't know.
text
Okay,
boxes.
what the-
Within the input element of our text box, let's add the required attribute.
Like, you know, because I'm
In
like
order
a
to submit this
professional
form,
pro
we need to type in a
gamer.
password.
Where you
If I
at?
just
I
leave
wanna
it blank
fight you.
and hit
Alright.
submit, we have this little prompt. Please fill out this field.
Why are my hands so
I can't submit this form.
Oh! 200 pump! Ah, okay. Wait, no. Run that back, run. Ah! Like,
There's a gym group round the corner with actual leg press machines. Get lots of top quality equipment from just $13.99 a month.
You no longer need to know how to edit your videos. With one click, Powder will find all the best moments from your gameplay and create a compelling video for you.
you know, because I'm like a professional
Hello,
pro
hi,
gamer.
Wisconsin.
anime,
That
guys.
wasn't
Hey, yo,
funny.
hit me up with your
What's
number,
up?
dude.
Okay, so I got
I'm
a
a
new name.
7-year-old
You
boy.
like it? Don't ask why. This is my name. Just watch the video. Enjoy. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, awkward. Okay.
See, man.
Target neutral. That's tough. You wanna have a build battle? Like, you know, because I'm like a professional pro Fortnite gamer. Where you at? I wanna fight you. Alright. Why are my hands so they even more? Oh! 200 pump! Ah, okay. Wait, no. Run that back, run.
Creative. And I can literally,
like, you know, because I'm like a professional pro
first you
Fortnite
have to
gamer.
get a little spotlight.
Cute anime, guys. Hey, yo, hit me up with your
Put
number,
it
dude.
on, and put
I'm a
it on your
7-year-old
feet,
boy.
and then you just fly up. That was my first glitch I ever done.
And you told me about it. Now you're getting reported.
Why?
That's it. It's over. You're done. I just emailed Epic Games, and they don't like people doing glitches or hacks. And you just, you screwed up.
Did you actually?
I had to, bro. They said you
I'm not
have.
gonna-
They said you
I'm not
have
gonna-
They said
I
you
found
have,
a glitch on
24 hours until your account gets banned. 23
I
hours,
found
sorry.
a glitch on like what was that again? Creative. And
Bro,
I
I'm
can literally
done.
like
Why?
you
Why?
you-
Why is this so easy?
first
Oh
you
my
have to get a
God.
little
It's so
spotlight
easy
and
to
then
fool these little kids.
put it
Like,
on
it's
and put
bro,
it on your
bro.
feet
I was like
and
laughing
then you
too.
just
Wow, now I feel
fly
bad.
up. That was my first glitch I ever done.
And you told me about it. Now
Hey,
you're
dude, I
reported.
was kidding about getting
That's
you
it. It's
banned. I
over.
didn't-
You're
it was
done.
a
I
joke.
just
I'm sorry
emailed
if I
Epic
scared you.
Games, and they don't like people doing glitches or hacks. And you just,
I
you screwed up.
Did you actually?
I had
What
to,
do you
bro.
mean?
I
They
was
said you
have-
kidding. You believed me. I was gonna say
They
just
said you
kidding.
have-
I left. I'm sorry. They said you have
It's okay.
24 hours until your account gets banned. 23 hours,
Have you
sorry.
noticed our mouths are moving?
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I think it's only on PC. I don't see it happen on Xbox.
Wait,
Bro, I'm
you have
done.
PC?
Why?
Yeah.
I have PC.
Why
Yeah,
is
we're
this
both on
so
PC.
easy?
I use a
Oh
controller
my
though,
God.
'cause
It's so easy
I'm a
to
pleb.
fool these little
I
kids.
use
Like,
a
it's
mouse.
bro, Bro, I was like laughing too.
I'm pro.
Now I feel bad. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I just wanted to tell you that, you know, so you weren't.
On PC,
Hey dude, I was kidding about getting you banned. I didn't. It was a joke.
feel
I'm
like
sorry
a
if I scared you. Well,
I
see ya.
was literally
Take
gonna
care.
kill you.
Have a good day.
mean?
I was kidding. You believed me. I was gonna say just kidding, but you left. I'm sorry.
You don't see a llama?
You can't spawn a llama.
Have you noticed mouse are
What?
leaving?
What?
That's
Yeah.
how the master
It's kind of
does
cool.
it.
I think
Eat
it's only
that,
on
eat
PC.
that.
I don't see it happen on Xbox.
Wait, you can open it? Wait, you have PC? Love bushes.
Yeah.
I'm turning into a
Yeah, we're
bush.
both
My
on PC.
mission
I use a
is
controller
to be
though,
a
because
bush.
I'm a
I use a mouse. I said a bush.
My mom is in my room. You can't be swearing.
But,
Mom, he was kidding.
yeah,
Mom, I'm gonna go. I just wanted to tell you that, you know, so you weren't.
On PC is pretty cool. I said bush.
Yeah.
I feel like a turkey.
5 more minutes. 5 more minutes. Well, see ya. Take care. Have a good day.
Wait, tell your mom I said a bush.
She's making me get off, Mom.
You don't see a llama?
You can't spawn a llama. Stop. What? What?
That's how the master does it. Get that. You should have said that. Wait, you can open it?
It's
What?
your
You
you.
bushes? Love bushes. I said a bush. I'm turning into a bush. My mission is to
I know,
be
but
a
she doesn't
bush.
believe me. She said I have to remove you off my friends list.
Whoa!
I said a bush.
My mom is in my room. You can't be swearing. Mom, he was kidding. Mom, he said bush. Mom, he said bush. He didn't say the bad. Mom,
I said bush.
Mom, please, Mom. 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes, please, Mom.
Tell your mom I said a bush.
She's making me get off. Mom, please, stop. Stop. Stop.
Dude, you should have said that.
You said it, dude. She heard you.
I said a bush. I said a bush.
I know, but she doesn't believe me. She said I have to remove you off my friends list.
Don't do it.
Wait, you're a different default. Who's this? Wait, who's this?
That's not me. I'm the bush.
Is this your friend?
No.
Who is this guy? His name's Lucas.
Oh, he is my friend.
What the heck? Turn around. Turn around. Yo, stop. You default? What are you doing? Relax.
My God. He started cuckoo sometimes.
I can tell.
Lucas, stop doing the loser dance. That's mean.
Yeah, Lucas, that's mean, dude. Stop being a bully. You default.
Dude, I'll literally
Say it. Say it.
I'll literally delete you from my friends list.
I have to go.
Why are you leaving?
I gotta go pick up my dad from jail.
Wait, your dad is in jail?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Why?
If I tell you, you're gonna make fun of me.
No, I'm not.
He stole a watermelon from the grocery store.
That's not even that bad. A watermelon?
Yeah, he was hungry. He had to feed the kids, so he stole a watermelon. And the police were there. They're like, pop, 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 pop. They shot him. He jumped behind the tomatoes, threw a few tomatoes at them. He got 2 of them down. Ran out, electronics. He used the CDs as boomerangs, like little blades. Pew, 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 pew. And he got 3 more of them. He was running. He stole a bike. He went through the aisles, doing his thing, and then he fell and got caught. Now he's in jail, but he gets out in like 2 hours, so it's cool.
Well, that's really sad.
Yeah, super sad, dude. Feels bad.
Well, Lucas, how sad, wasn't it?
He said no. My dad's in jail and you don't care? Lucas!
Jerk.
You no longer need to know how to edit your videos. With one click, Powder will find all the best moments from your gameplay and create a compelling video for you.
Don't monitor me, I've got this.
Defaults, dude, I swear.
Well, I care.
Thanks, man. Whoa! Relax! What? Oh my gosh. Whoa! You gotta calm down.
Is this kid screaming at his parents?
If I was your dad, I'd smack you with the shovel. Whoa!
Damn.
Okay, now you're just being stupid. Now you're just trying to be funny. You're not funny. You gotta relax, calm down, and
Kid is crazy.
Yo, Yonder, 1v1 me. If you beat me, I'll give you V-Bucks. Okay? Okay, shut up.
Are you bullying my son?
It's okay, buddy. Who's this? His brother?
This is his mom. Are you bullying my son?
You sound like a dude. You sound like a guy.
That's rude.
Is it though? I know what his mom sounds like, and that's not it.
Look, FIFA, look.